Greetings, greetings, greetings. In case you haven't heard, I am your Queen Love Bug, numero uno. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my village, where everyone gets taken care of and no one gets left behind. I just wanted to come in and test my equipment out once again. I had to restart and redo everything. And I like to kind of stay in the proper perspective of what I'm doing and arranging. I don't like to be a last minute person. This is not a normal live stream. This is not one of my normal scheduled live streams, so please do not panic. Hello, Talisha. Welcome to the village. Good afternoon. Look clear. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. I just had so much going on, and I don't know what happened with another stream that I was doing, but it was just crazy, so I had to get a new device so that I can get in here and try to make sure that before the next live stream, everything is running accordingly. Heaven sent, thank you for coming in. I want to say this to all the people that have been supporting this village as I'm doing this testing. Thank you so much. This village has been receiving so much positive and beautiful feedback from people all over the world. And we're finding our own now. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that comes in and support this village. Thank you to everyone that has given us the opportunity to troubleshoot what needs to be done in what area and direction we wanted to take this village in. Some of our topics lately have been absolutely just informative. And we have been receiving absolutely amazing feedback from just all kind of people from all walks of life. And I hope that we will be able to continue to feed people with positive food that they can digest. So I just wanted to say that before I go any further. Amen, said Talisa. You're welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello, James. AKA, hey, money, what's good with you, James? And, you know, it's not difficult to be a creator. It's all about finding what your fit is. And I get so many calls on the callback with just different things. And lately, I have to say, we have really been receiving nothing but positive feedback, as well as topics that wants to be brought into the village. So we're going to be bringing some more topics into the village. And I also want to say, if any of you have some topics that can be informative contents for other people all over the universe that you think may help someone, feel free to shoot them by me. And if I think that there's something that other people can use, I will bring it into this village and bring forth as much awareness as we can for different things. I personally enjoy when I look at contents and it feeds my spirit. It's something that I can learn or say, you know what, I experienced that also. I know someone who can use this information. And if you happen to be in the village and you see useful or informative contents, please share the contents out and bless someone, because many people are going through many different things right now. And I'm going to touch on this and I'll follow it up with an official topic at another time. But I've received so many calls lately about people being robbed or seen it on different people's storyline. Please be careful when you're going out of your home and maybe even in your home. It's unfortunate that people are committing crimes against one another. And I'm kind of torn with this topic because I don't know if it's because they're just so deep in the struggle that they have become desperate. But whatever the situation may be, we want to pray that it will stop and we will not criminalize one another and victimize each other as a result of survival. So that's a whole nother situation that I want everyone to be aware of. Yes, Talisha, please be safe. God Glory Happy Kitchen. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in, sister. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, a lot of scammers online as well. And thank you for saying that, Talisha, because that's another thing. There are so many scammers running around also. So please, please, please be very careful and be very mindful of each and every decision you make in your life. If you don't have to be out in that night hour right now, this is not the time to be wandering around at night. By the time you see grown men that have military status or police officer status being robbed, no one's exempt. And I always say, preventing, you don't have to cure. Please, please, please be careful and be safe. You're welcome, God's Glory Happy Kitchen. I want to say this also because I want this to piggyback what I just said. Children are also going missing. Safeguard your babies. Look after your neighbor's babies. It's important for us to keep children safe. There are so many children that's not even reported that are going missing. Have rules and guidelines for your children. Do the buddy system. If you are a parent that is working and your children are home alone, find someone that can kind of help keep an eye on your children. Don't just be dependent on that Ring doorbell when you can look inside to see what's going on. Tragedy is quicker than the eye. AIFG, welcome to the village. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your shout outs and thank you for your thumbs up. Remember to thumb me up. And to all the people that actually support me, I just want to say to those of you that support me the right way, thank you. This is a new journey for me and I'm moving different in these YouTube streets. And I observed a lot, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it. But those of you who see me around, it's because I see that you're real and you do right by me and I do right by you. So let's continue to do right by one another. And hopefully we all can get to the next level. Now let's get back to children. Children do not always listen. So it's important for us to continue to keep reminding them these are trying times. People are going through some real issues out here. Do not be caught slipping. You do not want to beat yourself up because you got caught slipping. And it don't just mean for little small children. It goes for your teenagers also. My daughter, she's 30 years old. And after a certain hour, I tell her, if you're not home, stay where you are. So I don't want you on those roads 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and you're being pulled over because the enemy is not always in a civilian outfit either. Let's be clear. Read between the lines. So be careful. If you have children and they have a friend and they may live around the corner or up the street, take them home when they're leaving your home. Do not just say, okay, they just live right there. Go ahead around the corner. No, you get up and take that child around that corner and make sure they get in their home. If they live up the street, if you can see where they live, you stand there and watch them until you make sure they get inside of their home. And if they have to go over a hill, with some of the children in this community is, at least walk to the top of that hill and make sure they get in. There's so many kids going missing, and it breaks my heart when I'm getting notification after notification saying, hey, can you do a story about this missing child? Can you follow up with this situation? There's a child missing. There's children missing, not just a child. There's children missing. And, you know, that's a very sensitive topic for me because I love children so much. And I don't like to see anyone do anything that can harm a child. because especially small children, there's nothing they can do where they deserve to be harmed. And that's sensitive for me. And sometimes when I sit in this seat, I get emotional when it comes to children and elderly people. So I restrict my topics in that area because you will see a fire in me that you normally don't see. That positive young lady sometimes does not sit here because I'm really upset. And it could be the simplest mistake that you make that can cause a disaster and tragedy in your life. So please, everyone, please be careful. And this goes out to my family also. Please be careful. Educate your children not to open the door for anyone or to talk to strangers. Absolutely. And if someone comes to your door and your children are home alone, if they can help it, do not go to that door. Alert an adult immediately that someone is at the door. Someone is here. I'm afraid. Someone get here. If you have to get on that phone and dial 911, hey, you might have not should have been left in the house alone, but it still beats a worse situation because you have some people that will come on in your house on your children. So people, I cannot stress this enough. These are very trying times. And let's not forget that everyone knows that many people have received stimulus packages. Some people are getting their unemployment benefits coming in, back money and things of that nature. And folks, honey, that's why I say be careful what you post up. You don't post up your whole Christmas tree. You don't know who is watching what all you opened and unboxed from under that tree. Excuse me. And I'm not here to hate on anyone, but I'm here to let people know to please safeguard your family. It's so sad when every time you turn the TV on, you see where a child went missing. And this is international. I was looking at Jamaican news about maybe a month ago, and a young man, a little boy, went missing in Jamaica. And they found him over a gate in some type of industrial area or something like that, or a creek or something. So, honey, it happens everywhere. And never get to the point where you get slack enough to think that it can't happen to you. Just stop posting all your business just because you don't never know who's watching and looking at whatever you got going on. If you want to post a little something, that's one thing, but don't you dare get out here and stop posting. You got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of new property because one of your neighbors can be sitting right here looking at it. And not just your neighbors, your own family member, right? Let's not act like family is Boy and Girl Scouts either. And even when it comes to your children, you have to watch family too. Sometimes I see some of these cases where some of these children went missing and they'll find the children. And then when you watching it become unsolved, most of the time it was people they knew. Most of the time it was family friends and people that was right around them or their own family that caused these crimes to take place. I'm a little busy on a meeting. Okay, no problem, but thank you for coming in because this technically is not a regular live stream for me. I just came in here and y'all know me when I sit down in this seat and get to talking. That's just me. I'm free in who I am and I just enjoy what I do. So many people say, you know, how is the finances with YouTube? The finances with YouTube really don't matter to me because I really do this because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy connecting with people, giving people healing, awareness, etc., and vibing. So I don't come here because I feel like a big old bag of money is going to fall out the sky and bless my whole existence. Let's be clear. Preach. Yes. And it happens. It happens more than we would like to believe. It happens. Don't even let nobody take your kids nowhere too tough. Next thing you know, you're sitting around. I had seen this case where this young lady had met a guy and they were dating for about 2 months. And her birthday came and the guy asked her if he could take her daughter to buy her a birthday gift. And he seemed to be a regular person that had been around and took her out to dinner for her birthday and was supposed to be going with the daughter to go pick up her gift and come right back. And she told him no initially. And the daughter begged, "Mommy, please, can I go? Can I do it?" And she decided to say yes. And just that fast, after a certain time, she realized she had made a bad decision. Come to find out, this man had been convicted of rape several times, and she didn't know. They wound up finding her child in a tragic situation. So you have to be very careful. And I don't say these things to scare anyone or frighten anyone or to be negative. I say these things because if we can help each other, why not? I come from where there was a lot of tragedies. And I always say, what could you have done different if you could have went back? I'm sure a lot of people that experienced that, if they could turn back time, they would have done something different. And that's all I'm saying to you. Do it before something goes wrong. Don't wait for something to go wrong and just say, "Oh, I wish I would have not have done this," or "If only I had got up off of my lazy behind and went and picked my child up," or "If only I had taught them in case of emergency, what should I do?" If something is going on in the community and you see flashing lights and you may see the fire truck or the ambulance across the street or something, and you're home alone, alert your parents. "Mom, Dad, this is going on in the community. I seen this happening." Check your doors and windows. Make sure they are locked. People coming in people's homes just walking in because the door was wide open. Look through your peephole if you have one. And if you do not have a peephole, have one put in if you can. Because sometimes they don't cost that much to have a peephole inserted where you can look out and see who's at the door and not just be swinging the door wide open. And teach your loved ones to not just swing the door open. Someone is at the door, look through that peephole. Who is it? And don't just open up the door. I talk to people through the door. Who is it and who are you looking for? They don't live here if they don't live here. And if I don't know you like that and you didn't make a phone call, you're not getting in here anyway, right? So I'll just say, well, this is the wrong place. You're not at the right place. Excuse me, you're not at the right place. You understand? Now, that's the last time I'm getting ready to say it. But pay attention. Somebody that I know, a grown, big, hardback man just got robbed. And he told me, he said, "Let me tell you, these guys are quick and they fast. 1, 2, 3, you robbed." And I mean, this man has a military background, just as tough as any other rest of them. But if somebody catch you with your pants down, you just got caught slipping. And, he was explaining it to me what happened, and I just couldn't believe it. Like, what? He said, "Yeah, they just ran up on me with guns." So even when you go to park your vehicle, try not to park your vehicle in the blind spots or areas where once you come out of where you are, you got to be walking around in here in the cut and things like that. If I have to wait for a park, I'll wait for a park. I'm not going round back in no cut. These are hard times, everybody. It's getting dark earlier. And sometimes we get in the habit of doing careless things and say, "Oh, don't worry about it." I even tell my daughter she had a bad habit of getting gas 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Get gas during the operation hours where people are going and coming. Stop pulling up at the gas station at the, crack of dawn to get gas. No, you don't have to be scary. No, you're not a punk. But at the same token in time, be mindful that some people are really going through. They don't have anything. And if they have to take something from you to get where they need to go, they will do it. They will do it. So don't just sit back and be slack and then wish you could have done something different. If I can get in my home before a certain time, I get in my home. And is it because I'm scared? No. It's not because of fear. It's being intelligent enough to know that the wolf is out there. Don't let the wolf catch you slipping. No, would have been the answer. Right, right. No, no. You have to be very, very careful. And then sometimes kids will be at the door and the person will say, is your parents here? And the kids will say, no, my mommy or daddy isn't home. Now they know this child is home alone. Don't go to the door. And if you get frightened, you get that phone and you find a spot to hide in and you call. But always have someone that's not too far away that can get to your child. When my children were small, my family didn't live in the community that I lived in. But I always had a couple of neighbors that I knew that I could say, hey, if something's going on, would you make sure my kids is okay? If I had to do overtime or something. This is when they became teenagers. And they would say, okay. And my kids knew if something is wrong, these are the people where you go or you call and they will come. And then as soon as you finish calling them, you get on that phone and you start calling your grandmother, your uncle, this one, whoever you can call and let them know, y'all might need to start heading this way. And give them more than one information and always let them remember some numbers in case they may have to run out the house. If you feel like you got a tragedy at the front door and you look out that back and you don't see nobody, you might want to take off and start running to one of the neighbor's house right from the back of the house. Always teach your kids these things because times is getting crazy. They are really getting crazy. Every time you turn on the news, there's a tragedy. There's a situation, even with the elderly. Nobody cares about them either. They knock them down, rob them, rob their house, take their things, take their cars, and it's unfortunate. So please, everybody, stay safe. I know I do a lot of live streams, and I usually have topics, and I don't like to put a lot of this information in my topics. I'm trying to make my topics be a lot more crispy clean and about what the titles say they are. So just take care of yourselves and try not to walk with too much cash. If you can spend your card, use your card because you don't know who's watching you. You stand up in there just counting your money and spending your money, and people just stand around looking. You have no clue who is who. You get the bags and little things you think you just done helped yourself and bettered yourself, and the next thing you know, you got a tragedy. We was driving one day and we seen some cops and stuff like that. Come to find out, the place that we was passing that had all them cops out there, somebody went in there and robbed it. So it's not just the person, they robbing business too. So you have to be careful even in your business and let your business employees know in case of a robbery, these are the guidelines that you are to follow to try to keep them safe. Because it's not always in your best interest to play superhero. Sometimes it's good to say, hey, just let them take it. Give it to them. Give it to them. If you can give it to them, just give it to them, because sometimes they might spare your life if you just give it to them. But you start trying to act crazy, and sometimes they get nervous because they scared and they don't know. They worry about their own life and they may hurt you or harm you. So just give it to them if you can. But yes, everybody, yes. Today is an amazing day, and I'm in here checking out my equipment. I don't know what I'll be doing here, but every time I look, I promise you I don't mess something up. Yes. And thank y'all for coming in. Thank you all that happened to see me and my notification and coming on in, because you really never know what it could be, right? Anything could happen within 24 hours, within a second. And to all of you out there that been hitting me up about this, oh, did you see what happened at the Capitol? Who didn't? Who didn't? But sometimes rather than say something, I like to just sit back and see how things unfold and see the proper order that has been taken and what is being done before I open up my mouth. Sometimes I like to just observe and pay attention to facts of the matter before I say anything. So let's just see how they arrange and unfold things. I'm not that person that every little thing you're going to find me, oh, I got to jump in on it. Mm-mm. When I speak, I actually have something to say. And I'm not going to come and just rant. I'm going to come in and I'm going to have useful information that I'm talking about. And we all got eyes and we can see. And most of us have a certain level of comprehension. So nobody got to tell you what took place. You got eyes and you can see, right? That's the end of that. But anyway, it's time for my meal and it's time for me to go eat something. And I'm going to try to stick to something healthy, guys. I'm doing my best to get fit. So I hope you are too. I'll talk with you all later. Thank you for coming in. God bless you all. And remember, stay safe and have a beautiful day. Ciao.